Blue is the colour and football is certainly the game. I cannot believe that Chelsea have already sacked Mauricio Pochettino. I had to react to this. We all know this is a Spurs YouTube channel, but this story concerns Spurs. It's our old and former manager. You know, I reacted to when he became Chelsea boss. I played with the concept that he was a traitor. But now, the question today is his legacy tarnished at Spurs for one lacklustre season at Chelsea? And I say lacklustre because it did end actually quite strong. And, you know, they got to, you know, some finals, some semi-finals and got European football in the end. But was it all worth it? And that's what we'll be discussing today on the Sunny Talk Spurs YouTube channel. I'm in utter disbelief. I would have reacted to this last night, but I'm reacting to it today, a fresh new day, because, you know, yesterday I was with TalkSport at St George's Park with Gareth Southgate with the news of the England squad. But that was all blown out the water a couple of hours later with the breaking news that Pochettino and Chelsea had parted company. And that was one of those ones where he was being touted with, you know, his future was in doubt. It was a little bit in doubt, but, you know, there was a few fans and personalities, rivals, who thought that, you know, Pochettino would be given a bit more time at Chelsea, especially with their strong form at the end of the season, you know, beating the likes of us along the way and securing sixth, where most of the season they have been languishing in mid-table. But after all that, Todd, Boehly and Eghbali, Clearlake and, you know, the American conglomerate have decided that Pochettino isn't the answer for the Chelsea project. They've had about 5 managers, I believe, already, and it's just becoming a basket case of a club which it's just shocking at this stage. It's not the way to run a football club. And I had to react to this because obviously Chelsea are a London rival of Spurs, and, you know, when we both appointed our managers this time last year, maybe a bit, you know, a couple of months down the line, you know, I remember I had Chelsea Rory Jennings on the channel, and we spoke about Pochettino and Postecoglou, and even though, you know, Rory hasn't been a fan of Pochettino throughout the whole thing, you know, he's kept to that sort of mantra, but he still was rating Pochettino above Postecoglou. But it seems like Spurs are having the last laugh, and they actually do want to back their manager and see what he can achieve at the football club, whereas Chelsea, their fans are not as patient. And, you know, this former boss of ours who, you know, he had such a big legacy at Spurs. He was probably, if not definitely, our best manager since the great Bill Nicholson. He got us to places we could only have dreamt of. Champions League finals, Premier League title races. There was nothing to show of it in the end, but it was some of the best football we'd ever played. We had the best defence over 2 seasons. He was a great manager. You can't argue that. Hopefully Postecoglou can emulate some of that. But it does leave a bit of a sour taste in the mouth, because you do think that, was it all worth it? I said that at the beginning. Was it all worth it? Did Pochettino really need to, you know, go to a Chelsea? Could he have gone to another club? You know, don't get me wrong, Tottenham have had their fair share of managers from Chelsea, the likes of Andre Villas-Boas, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, to name but a few. But Pochettino, was that the right move for him? We know Chelsea, the sort of cutthroat club they can be. They hire and fire managers from the Roman Abramovich era, but it looks like Todd, Boehly and Clearlake are doing the similar sort of things. They've already sacked Tuchel and Potter, so Pochettino was the next in line, which is very, very confusing. And, you know, the managers they're being linked with are very strange as well. Like Kieran McKenna at Ipswich, you know, the manager of Stuttgart. They're not names that jump at you of Chelsea. You know, Chelsea have had the likes of, as I mentioned, Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, Carlo Ancelotti, some greats of the game. But I don't really know about this appointment. It's a bit strange. It's weird. I'm not really sure they fit the Chelsea mantra of what they really want. But, you know, at this stage of the video, I want to say, if you are new around here and you are enjoying this, different sort of content, I'm reacting to something that is Spurs related, but not fully Spurs. But yeah, if you are new around here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sunny Talk Spurs, hit the notification bell as well, and you can also become a member, link in the description down below. But anyway, as I say, it's the legacy thing that comes to me, because I love Pochettino. This time last year, Spurs fans, he was probably number 1 or 2 on our list. We were looking at the likes of Nagelsmann, Tuchel was popping up, and also as well as Postecoglou eventually, who was appointed. But Pochettino's name was ringing around the stadium. It was being sung by fans. A lot of fans I know really wanted him back and really wanted him to be given a second chance. I wasn't all for this. I feel like you should never go back to a former manager. It's like going back to an ex. Do not do it. And I just don't really understand the logic, really. I feel like it's like it has happened. These players were, some of these Tottenham players were Pochettino players. And we've seen it has taken him time, or it did take him some time, to really get the best out of this Chelsea side. But we have seen it's not worked out. The likes of Enzo Fernandez have been dropped, and Clearlake obviously don't like that. They want to see their assets that they've paid a lot of money for played, and they want to sell the likes of Conor Gallagher maybe and Trevor Chalobah to us potentially to earn some money because of their FFP troubles. But yeah, he's faced the sack. I think it's going to cost Chelsea about $3 million in compensation. I don't know who they're going to get next, but I mean, be careful what you wish for, Chelsea fans. A lot of Chelsea fans were calling for Poch's head, said he was too Spurs, and it might come back to bite them. Chelsea are maybe in a new era, like Manchester United, of a bit of mediocrity before they even potentially taste any success. But yeah, it's that legacy question I'm going to end and finish on. I mean, I'm not sure if Pochettino had stayed at Chelsea, say, another couple of years and won some stuff, would that have tarnished his legacy more? I don't know. But with this, was it a cash grab? Did he want to be there? There was moments, I've just remembered, there was moments last season where ahead of the Chelsea game where we lost 4-1, he was saying about the opportunity to manage Spurs again one day. And Chelsea fans didn't like that. I remember Rory, he did not like this. There is a lot of tribalism between Chelsea and Spurs, and this was a clear example of Pochettino not reading the room, and you don't mention your old club, and he was never able to shake it off. There's a lot of question marks over Pochettino because of, is he in the elite manager bracket? Because he hasn't won anything of note. Obviously, he won the French league with PSG. But when we go back, to his roots of, he was good at Espanyol and he saved them from relegation. Then he went to Southampton and started being noticed and was pulling up some trees. Then he came to us and he did really well and he grew us into the team we are trying to get back to now. But ultimately, we didn't win anything. We've got nothing to show for it. And then he went to PSG, lost the league in his first season because I think he came through halfway in the season and he lost it to like a surprise Lille team. Then he won it in his next year. So he has some silverware to show from his time at PSG. But bearing in mind, this was also a PSG team that had Messi, Mbappe and Neymar in it, and they never really troubled in the Champions League. And then fast forward to Chelsea, he was linked with the Manchester United job. He'll probably be linked with the Bayern Munich job that's coming up for grabs this summer with Thomas Tuchel's future in doubt. It's just such a weird managerial merry-go-round. This is why I don't want us to sack Postecoglou. Some people might want to sack him, but there's no other options out there, and we might as well back this manager. But going back to Pochettino, I just, and then at Chelsea this season, he defied the odds in the end. As I said earlier in the video, he got to a cup final and they lost, narrowly in the end. They got to a cup semi-final, which, they lost narrowly in the end. He got them to 6th. They're playing some sort of European football next year, whether that's Conference or Europa, depending on if Manchester United win the FA Cup, which they probably won't. And the players are starting to click and gel, but there must be some disagreement. And, Pochettino's hardly, he said some stuff, and I mentioned it on a video recently about Spurs former managers. He never really is the type to fall out with boards and that. But obviously there's something not right there. I do feel a bit sorry for him, I'm not going to lie. But does it tarnish his legacy? It does a little bit. There's a little thing there that's a bit like, was it worth it? Probably not. You could have been a hero. But then, at the end of the day, we sacked him. Daniel Levy sacked him, so he had the right to go for that job. But it's a confusing situation because I feel like saying these things, as I said, we took all those Chelsea managers, so it's a bit pot kettle, isn't it? But yeah, I had to react to it. Sorry I couldn't react to it yesterday. I mean, probably most of you might have not known that I wanted to do a reaction to it, but I felt like it's my due diligence to give my reaction to, as I say, one of our greatest managers since Bill Nicholson. But let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Would you take Pochettino back at Spurs eventually one day? Or is that legacy tarnished for you? Just want to know all your thoughts, and I'll be down in the comments section debating with you guys. But yeah, if you have enjoyed it, as I said halfway through the video, leave a like on it. Subscribe to Sunny Talk Spurs. Hit the notification bell. And also, link in the description down below. You can become a member of Sunny Talk Spurs. For 99p a month, you get exclusive access to my podcast, Nice One Sunny. But until then, I'll see you guys pretty soon. Where, actually, keep your eyes peeled. I've got my reaction to my pre-season predictions coming live on Thursday. So, I don't know what I said, but it's going to be quite entertaining, I believe, because I think there's one or two in there that I kind of remember, and they weren't all that good. But yeah, until then, hope you're having a good day. Hope you're laughing at Chelsea's misery. And I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao.